whenever we out. We raising the bar. We got the spot going up. Nobody get the party started like we do. Yeah, just listen up. So sophisticated.
Welcome to Listen Up Live, where every conversation is the bee's knees. And I'm your host, Lady B One Way. Tonight's conversation is different from what we typically do, as you can kind of tell from the flyer. We're going to be discussing the tragic case of Javeyah Harris, not to sensationalize it or spread rumors, but to have a conversation about child safety, community responsibility, and prevention. Y'all, this is still an active criminal case. We'll only be discussing publicly reported information, and we just ask everybody in the panel and in the comments to remain respectful. Please avoid speculation, personal attacks, or sharing unverified claims, because again, this is ongoing. Tonight is really about learning from a heartbreaking situation and asking how we can better protect our children in our own communities. So I just wanted to start off. Has everybody heard about this case?
I have not.
Okay.
I'm real sensitive about listening to stuff like that because in our own city we've had some things happen to some kids here, and they're no longer with us.
I'm sorry.
And it was done by adults, so I kind of be sensitive about listening to it and just like following stuff like that because I do work in that field, so it'd be like touchy for me.
Yeah. Well, this one is a gut wrencher. The reason why I wanted to talk about this one particularly, because everybody's talking about Nolan Wells. But the reason why I wanted to focus on Javeyah Harris is because my daughter, Javeyah Harris, was 4 years old. I have a 3.5-year-old daughter. And when I heard this story, I literally got queasy because, and I'll go through the overall case, but when you hear this, you're just left with so many questions as to why and what was the cause. But just to give you some backstory, the little girl's name was Javeyah Harris, 4 years old, and she was from Aiken, South Carolina. She was reported missing on June 30th of 2026, but investigators now believe that she actually had been passed for approximately 1 month before her missing children's report was made. So before June 30th, according to investigators, Javeyah allegedly suffered a severe head injury during physical abuse from her parents. Authorities allege that she was never taken for medical treatment, and then investigators then said that she passed from the injury weeks before anybody ever contacted the police. So that brings us to June 30th. Her mother's name is Michelle Herring. She called 911 and she reported that Javeyah had disappeared while playing outside. During the call, she actually claimed that Javeyah wandered away. She stated that the mother was nearly 40 weeks pregnant, and she said that Javeyah had autism. Investigators later said that there was no formal diagnosis of her being autistic, that was just something, I guess, the mother said to justify her wandering away. From June 30th to July 4th, they did a massive search. And they involved FBI assistance, helicopters, drones, K-9 units. There were more than 200 first responders and numerous volunteers searching literally thousands of acres for this baby. Everyone believed that they were searching for a missing child. July 4th, the investigation changed. Marty Shawyer announced investigators no longer believed that Javeyah was alive. Both parents were then arrested, and charges include homicide by child abuse and filing a false police report, and that was given to the mother directly. July 6th. Arrest warrants became public. According to those warrants, both parents confessed to the investigators. The investigators allege both showed extreme indifference to human life. Both admitted Javeyah was not provided medical care after suffering the fatal injury. July 9th came. The sheriff released some more details. They then alleged that corrosive chemicals were used on Javeyah's body. I don't know if I need to say GTA for TikTok, but GTA. Efforts were made to destroy evidence, and her remains were literally poured into the Cedar Creek Reservoir in Fairfield County. This is South Carolina. DNA testing confirmed recovered human remains were consistent with those being the biological child of the mother and father. So, Javeyah. The charges for the mom are currently homicide by child abuse, filing a false police report, destruction of human remains, and desecration of human remains. And her bond has been denied. Javeyah Harris, which is the father's name, he had destruction, desecration, and homicide charges, but he didn't file a police report, so he didn't get that. His bond is also being denied. According to investigators, evidence includes forensic evidence, DNA testing, statements and their confessions, physical evidence, search warrants, and then obviously the recovery of what was left of Javeyah at the reservoir. They expect to not be able to recover all of it because I don't think that they know when she was put into the reservoir, and by a month going by before anybody was called, there's just no way. Sheriff Sawyer described this case as one of the worst investigations in his 37-year career, and it's unlike anything he had previously encountered. He also said that he would not refer to the suspects as mother or father, stating that they didn't even deserve those titles. The community outpour after this happened. Memorials appeared outside the family's home. They had candlelit vigils, balloons released, and they're also doing remembrance events and things like that. On the same day that the missing person report was made, her mother gave birth to another child. Authorities have confirmed that the newborn is safe, although officials have not publicly released placement details. I did read one article saying that the baby may have been given to the grandparents, but that, again, that's not confirmed. So currently, today, both parents are in jail. Both are denied bond. Investigators continue to gather evidence. The homicide investigation is currently active and open, and prosecutors may pursue additional charges if warranted as the investigation continues and more things unfold. So that is what they have so far. I know that was a lot. And one thing I don't want us to lose sight of, before this became a headline, before it became a criminal investigation, Javeyah was a little girl. She had a smile. She had a family. She deserved to grow up. And so tonight, let's remember the child, not just the case. And I just want to keep that in the forefront of our minds as we go forward. So the first question I want to ask everybody, do you think communities have become afraid to speak up when something doesn't swing quite right? So not just neighbors, but teachers if she was in preschool, churches if they went, any additional family members that she was around, friends. What responsibility do we have as bystanders when we see something wrong? Why do we not say anything?
So from my being that I'm an early childhood educator, all teachers, all healthcare professionals, nurses, all of that we are deemed mandated reporters. So, which means if we see something, we're supposed to say something. Even if it's not something and we think it's something, we're supposed to say something. But a lot of us don't want to say anything because they look just like us. Yep, the parents look like us, so we don't want to. Oh, we don't want those people to take the kid because that's what they're gonna do. Sometimes it's just something as simple as a parenting class. It just sometimes be that simple. But because we don't say anything, then stuff happens.
Valid. Gentlemen, y'all have any thoughts?
I feel like us as a community, we got that we see nothing and not say nothing mentality. And I feel like until that's changed, this is gonna keep happening.
I agree. I've heard other stories of people having children and then something extremely unfortunate happens at the hands of the parents. OG and I were actually talking, and do you care if I tell them what you said?
Oh, girl, I don't even remember what I said.
He said that he was tired of these parents having kids and then not taking care of them. Like the fact that Javeyah's mother was pregnant again. And I read in another article that she stated the reason what made her snap, and that's, I don't know how else to say it, but what made her snap was the fact that the toddler was quote unquote a bit too much. Now,
Okay, no, I don't mean to cut you off, my.
go ahead.
But I just remember what I was saying earlier when we were talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is this right here. There are family members out here who know that there are certain family members who don't need possessions or need a child in their care. And instead of somebody speaking up, standing up, or even taking that child from that person, they wait until a tragedy such as this happens and then want to say something. Or even want to speak down on that parent, when at the same time, y'all already know that person mental was unstable for her to even have possession of that child. As far as the father goes, I literally have no respect for him, and I honestly hope that they do whatever they need to do to him while he locked up.
And as a black community, how many of our families have secrets about other family members that they don't want people to know? At some point we got to break that generation curse.
Fact.
I just think back, how all of us grew up. Big Mama didn't play no games, and her discipline, by today's standards, in some cases could have been considered child abuse. GTA.
Jen, it is considered.
Oh,
Considered.
it is. And so I just think about how probably all of us on the panel grew up, and those of us in the comments and those that are watching from the hallway, all of us grew up with an iron fist for the most part. And so to hear that they was disciplining this child and they did it so badly or so roughly that it caused severe injury, that's the first problem. Because us as melanated people has been ingrained in us so long that if a child doesn't listen or a child doesn't sit down or whatever the case may be, they get a whooping, they get a spanking or whatever you want to call it. But I don't think a lot of parents that are in the news were taught the line.
And my thing is, back then, those whippings were controlled.
Very much so.
Exactly. You gotta think about it. Our parents back then, they disciplined us to a certain level, to a certain extent, even when it came to the ass whoopings. True enough, yeah, you had some parents that'll grab whatever they can see and they gonna hit your ass with it, whether it be a pipe, a pole, a basketball, a fishing pole, ranging cords, some switches. But they didn't abuse it to the point to where it put our life on the line.
Right.
Because they knew how far to take a ass whooping. A lot of parents these days, they allow certain things or certain situations in life fuck with their mental to the point where they take it out on that child.
Yes, I agree.
Like the parents could have been in a whole heated argument while that child was either crying or doing whatever for them to snap and do what they did to that child.
One of my godchildren got on the live that same way. Mom and daddy was arguing. Both parents were dead. Mom and daddy was arguing. The baby was crying. Daddy picked up the baby, trying to calm the baby down. And when mama tried to snatch the baby out of his hand, and the baby ended up hitting the wall. They no longer can have no custody of none of the 7 children that they have. If she has one today, it gotta come to my house.
Yep.
So after, like, and then we don't know arguments. We don't know where mom, she was pregnant again. She was a 4-year-old. Let's just be clear. I do it every day with 10 or 11 of them. They are. They can be. But I'm not trying to put my hands on nobody's kid because I ain't going to jail.
That part.
But they can't take you there because we don't know what's going on at home. Anything that go on between them parents, it changes their dynamics. When they go to school, when they go to their grandparents' house, it changes everything. They start acting out. If they're not getting enough attention, if the mama, she pregnant, they're not paying me no attention. So let me do this over here so that I can get their attention. Because all I want them to do is say hey to me. All I want them to do is hug me. All I want them to do is talk to me, play with me, do something with me because y'all ain't paying me no attention. So I got to do something just like adults do it. We do any and everything to get somebody attention.
Yes, Lord.
Well, do the same thing.
Let me ask a question then. How y'all doing, man? Shout out to Lady B, man, and everybody on the panel, everybody down there in the audience, man. Cause me and my mom was talking about this before I got on here, and you know, now I lost a daughter to a stillborn, so I haven't had the privilege of raising my own, but I have helped raise a couple in my life. But I do know that, and I'm just throwing this out here because when you see pictures of the baby, you know, and she looked like that she's been well taken care of. That's first. She doesn't look like that she, you know, been struggling and folks ain't been investing in them. So my question to the parents who actually are still raising children, do you think, because my mom made a great point, she said, I think that woman probably struck the child and the child probably had got injured, like, you know, possibly, you know, hit a table or wall or anything. And when the baby didn't move no more, the mama panicked and just didn't know. Cause that's why I told Lady B them when I went over to the studio, we really had to wait up on all the facts because, I mean, it'd be hard to believe that women who are put here on this earth to be nurturers just by God, by their DNA, would just be so freely and willingly capable of doing something heinous like that, you know.
You'd be surprised.
So, no, I'm because I know the devil is busy. The devil is busy. I'm talking about like we've never seen it in our lifetime. We are seeing, in my opinion, the beginning of the tribulation stages are starting up, whether people want to see it that way or not, you know. But my question is, do you think that it all of this could have started from her making a decision, trying to hand down some discipline, and it just went the wrong way, and then she just lost control of herself? That's my question that I want to pose.
Maybe, but the hesitation you hear in my voice, at least, and this is just for me, speaking for me, when I look at Boogie, God forbid, say something goes left like that. My thought is not to hide it. My thought is, holy fuck, I need to get help. I don't know what's about to happen, but I know my baby's hurt. Like, that's where the mother loses me. That's where she loses the connection with me because as scared as you may have been, if it were an accident, why hide it for a month? When you could have taken her to the hospital, gotten the help that she needed, got a slap on the wrist, and everything would have been all right. I doubt that, especially if it was an accident.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you literally chose not to save your baby.
When you take a child to the emergency room or anything with injuries of a certain caliber, they are going to call, I don't know what y'all call it up here in Alabama. They're going to call it. They're going to call DHR. Point blank period.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they gonna
they're
call.
going to do a whole investigation. They're going to go to the people's school. They're going to do everything. They're going to run it down. And And they probably be scared of that too, because somebody coming in your home and judging you on how you raising your child, that's a slap in the face. Because I see it every day as an early childhood educator. When I'm trying to talk to a parent about, hey, let's work on behavior. Hey, this is what I'm doing in school. Can y'all try this at home? And I get a lot of pushback because this is my kid. You don't tell me what to do with my kid.
Right.
So, it be that catch-22. It be kind of iffy because you don't want nobody coming in your house looking through because they're gonna look through everything, all of your stuff. They're gonna look through cabinets. They're gonna look through her clothes, your stuff. They're gonna look through everything. Hey, so they don't want that judgment.
And God forbid, you under the influence to any degree. Oh,
correct.
And
now,
now,
my mom used to always say, then I let you get it. My mom used to always say when I would come up, she said, I don't care how tough nobody is, how tough they think they. She said when it come time for the police to get involved, man, it's yes sir, no sir. Then like what you saying with this. Go ahead, man.
and now I actually work for DHR. I used to a couple years ago. The most thing I see that go on in the system is a child that comes to school with a bruise and the teacher calls DHR.
Yep.
And when it's time for a real case, people scared to even be there because they don't know how they're gonna react.
So let me ask this then, since y'all both deal with the kids on a more in depth. So because it sounds like we all grew up probably somewhere in the same little time frame. So do you feel like that we need to not for real just don't discipline a child at all?
No. You have to. It's a way to do it. You don't have to. There are classes you can take. They offer these things to you if you need them. So like people don't think they need it because why you in my business? That be the main thing. It's a way, like Jenny, how she do that to you, take something away, turn the TV off, tell her she got a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And you see how easy that was for you to pick that up. Anybody else who wouldn't have been open-minded to that would have cussed me out.
And the main thing I normally hear is we already got our color trying to bring us down. Now we don't need the palm color folks trying to take us down when they already try.
Yes, I do hear a lot of that.
You know who work in them places? People who look just like us.
I was just going to say we do.
They don't look like the palm of our hand. They don't. Them judges, they look just like us. They go to our churches. Some of them are in our organization. We shouldn't be scared to do any of that. I just came up on the 2-year anniversary of one of my babies getting unalived. Him and his mama and the boyfriend.
My God.
And my center manager says, oh, well, she shouldn't have had him. She's the main person that will not call if she sees something. But me, I'm going back there to my computer. And I'm a type, because guess what they can't do? They can't tell who told it. And if they do, that is their job.
Yeah.
That's just like the cupcake situation.
Very much so.
The second part of my discussion, because there's a couple pieces, recognizing warning signs. We obviously don't know everything that's happened in this case, but generally speaking, what warning signs should people pay more attention to when they're concerned about a child's well-being? Do people notice things but convince themselves, well, like y'all said, they do. They convince themselves it's none of my business. But for those of us who aren't scared to speak up, what warning signs do we look for? Shamil, I guess, what do you see since you work with kids? And anybody can answer this because I know Spoiled, she has some childhood education stuff with her too. What do we look for if you see a child with somebody? What are the key indicators that something may be wrong?
Like if the child wants to go, like let's just say it's a family setting, the child want to go play, and the parent won't let the child go play. Like you gotta stay right here by me. Now I know sometimes you know your kid can't go by itself and play with the people because he gonna tear it up. We get that part. But when it's a visual scare on the face or or they always want to go away from their parent.
Yeah, if they're
Like
acting
Yeah,
out.
the
yeah.
acting out, like
Case in
that's the
point,
main one.
like how it be when me and bruh come by the house. You know what I'm saying? And when Boogie see her daddy, she light up. I mean, she stops what she's doing and runs to her dad.
Yeah.
If you ain't seeing that, like what I think, that goes with what she's saying,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah,
Yep.
it's possibly something wrong, or that baby may have a condition or underlying condition going on that is getting ready to develop. That's the only other thing I can think of, you know.
And like when it's time for pickup, they bust out crying and kicking and screaming and don't want to go out the door.
Oh no.
Oh, and best
Children
believe if
do that,
something happening to their
but
child, they gonna say it.
they gonna
Yeah.
say it without say. And then and then this not even on it, but you don't never know if the children are eating at home. Like it's a whole bunch of stuff that could fall into play.
Also, why um we as parents will have to find alternative things to also say to the child, because people in those DHR positions are looking at you when you in a store or you out
Mm-hmm.
somewhere and the child do something and you say, shut the F up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because no matter where I am and what I'm doing, I signed a piece of paper that says if I see it, I am mandated to say something about it. So
Right.
so if
Because
I
if
don't
they
and
are
they know I was
age,
in the system in the area, I could
right,
lose all of what I
you
got
could
going on.
you could get in trouble.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
That's state law. That is state law, especially in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of piggybacking off of what Chanel saying that she signed that piece of paper saying if you see something, say something. Would the rest of you report suspected child abuse if you weren't 100% certain? Or would you worry about being wrong?
Nah, because I always go to first instinct.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm kind of with him. It just depends upon the initial vibe that I get of the concern itself.
Mm,
Right.
You know, the initial feeling that hits me when my eyes and my mind register what I'm thinking by based on what I'm seeing. Then yeah, I probably would. Or it just depends on who it is. Cause my granny always said you can get anything done from anybody. All you got to do is know how to act. If you know how to pose the
Exactly.
question the right way, you can get a parent to tell you what's going on. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm having a hard time. I be trying to feed this little thing, and it just but when I hear you say you refer to your child as it, then you ain't happy
yeah.
as a parent.
Yeah.
You know, it's different when I see parents embracing their kids. A daddy hitting his knees when he see baby running to him, especially if they little.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy reaching down immediately. He's stopping what he doing. Hold on, let me get my baby, man. Or mama the same way. Hold on, let me get them straight. My baby come first. Conversation would tell you a lot,
Right.
especially without thought conversation. Now, if you sitting
Right.
back and you in the room and you feeling like that you being judged and you trying to say the right thing, nah, that ain't real. I want the
Mm-mm.
real. Man, I'm gonna try my best to say that, baby. Yeah, I will call the police. Hey, look, I think y'all need to do a wellness check, man.
Yeah.
Right.
That baby looked that baby looked a little too paranoid. The baby didn't like you said, Chanel, the baby didn't want to go to her mama. Mama yelling and cussing because the baby refused to go. I ain't never seen it in my life. Hey,
And
better help
an-
that baby, man.
yeah, and another thing, a lot of these parents want the help, they just embarrassed or afraid to get it.
To ask for it.
Yeah, they worry
Right.
Well,
about
when
what
you
the
say
next
want the
person
help,
think.
they want the help for what though?
If
Like
they
like in regards to
financially,
what? Uh huh.
if the child is acting out, they don't know how to handle it.
Right.
So do you think that we have lost that sense of community over the years?
Yeah, it takes a
But
village to raise a child, and
right.
ain't no more villages really.
But
And
don't
it
nobody
starts with
want
the
nobody to say nothing to their kids though, man. You
Yeah,
can't check that. Don't
right.
nobody
And
want
it
to be
starts
chastised.
with the relationship
I
between
I grew
everybody
up.
kid gotta either go to daycare or school. It
I
starts
Yeah.
with
grew
the
up to where
relationship
the
between
neighbor
that
can whoop
school
you.
and that parent.
Yeah.
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 I grew up in that where the neighbor could whoop you if you acting out.
Well, it if my folks was cool with the neighbors like that,
Yeah.
man. You know what I'm saying? Cause even I'm gonna keep it real, man. When I used to go with my dad at folks' house, man, my grandmama and them, God rest in peace. When they used to go over there, my mama told her that she can't whoop us. She said, man, you have a problem with them, you call me. Because we wasn't living with them, you know. And one thing about a parent, you want your kid to fear you to a certain degree, but you don't want them to be scared of nobody else, especially if it ain't your mama or your dad. I'm just being real, you know, because everybody can't discipline your kid. Now it's different if I'm the only adult at the time, you know, and I see you doing something that you just ain't got no business doing, man. Me and your dad or your mama gonna have to get to arguing, but would you rather me have to let her hurt herself or let him hurt himself?
So that's my
You
favorite
know what I'm
line.
saying?
With me being a 3 and 4-year-old teacher, that is my first line I get to my parents. I'm firm but fair. If you don't like
Mm-hmm.
it, then you go see the people up front and they can get you out my class. But what your child is not gonna do in here is put their hands on me, put their hands on nobody else, and say what they want to say out of their mouth.
Amen.
Yep. Yep.
When you build that
Amen.
foundation from the beginning,
Yeah.
they respect you more. Cause see what a lot of parents come in and do, oh, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to my kid. You don't tell my
Yeah.
kid what to do, woo woo. But when you get them that
There it is.
same energy back, when you
There
give
it
it back
is.
to them, oh, they bag down. Cause
Yes,
I just look
ma'am.
like this, my nigga. Like I literally talk to my parents this same way. Like I be like, "Hey, cuz, come in, let me holler at you. Let me tell you now what the people gonna tell you when we call them on you." Cause I told one of my parents, pull up one more time. Our parent, that's a police, that 3 car back. I'm gonna have you pull over and I'm gonna have him get you. Because one, you shouldn't be smoking nothing in this car with this kid.
Absolutely not.
And as soon as I opened the door, it hit me in the face. Now,
So yeah,
see, I'm one of
the
them.
baby already there. The baby in the upper
That's
room,
it.
man.
I'm that teacher that be like, let me talk to you. Y'all need to get it together. Because if I see it one more time, it's a wrap.
That's
I'm letting you
crazy.
know. And I'm documenting it. I'm documenting the fact that I talked to you on this day. I'm gonna let you see what I documented it. And you gonna sign it just like I'm gonna sign it. Cause we gonna come to an agreement. You gonna fix something. I'm gonna help you fix this. That's what it's all about being the community, the village. If I see you need my help, I ain't supposed to be like, well, she ain't gonna ask me. I'm supposed to be like, hey, you need something?
Yeah.
True that.
The Bible said if a person hungry, you able to feed them, you supposed to feed them.
Do it. That's
Period.
right.
I ain't got to give you no
And that-
money, but I can feed you.
And that goes along with everything. Jen, that's why I was like, Jen, if you don't mind, can you, it might work.
Yeah, you did.
Cause I heard it in your voice.
Yeah.
You was on your last one with her. You was there.
I know.
And I heard it. I was like, hold
And
on.
I thank you
Not yet.
so much for that because literally I was close to like breaking down in tears that day.
What's it
See?
say? First name on, last
That's
name.
name your way.
And then I was gonna call Izzy that y'all hear in the background and say, please come home. Cause your daughter.
What you?
Yeah, I'm with you.
But Chanel really came through in the clutch. She was like, she did ask me, she said, if you don't mind me suggesting. And she gave me a couple tricks and stuff to try, and they worked. Like, I always remember that. Because people don't do what she did.
The good thing is though, is that whatever you told her, the baby enjoys it because she's a girly girl. You know what I'm saying? She's a happy kid. Every time I go over there, she is a happy kid. She love her mama. She love her dad. Even though I had to say she love her dad a little bit more.
She does.
She daddy girl.
She is.
She daddy girl. I can't lie. That's the way it's supposed to be. The same way the boys clean the mom. That's why they call them mama's boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that goes both ways. It's supposed to be like this. Your child supposed to love you. You supposed to be the superhero. And if you ain't your child's superhero, then you need to work on it. That go for anybody who got a kid who raising one. Cause don't wait and be like Shaquille O'Neal dad. Shaquille O'Neal dad had nothing to do with him. He big, tall, goofy, black, ugly dude, man. He think he was just gonna be a shit sandwich all his life, and turned out to be one of the hardest turds floating in the toilet.
Right.
That analogy is crazy.
Right.
I'm with it, man. But I try to always, I try to keep it even
Definitely
keeled
crazy word.
with a little humor, so that way it's easy to talk with people.
Yeah.
Cause I ain't talking niche, I'm talking with you.
That's right.
Hey, yeah, that's it. I mean, we grown, and it is what it is.
And then I think that's another thing because, and I'm gonna talk about people who work in these fields. We always try to be the, well, I went to school and I did this and I know, instead of, like me, mine gonna be hands on. I've been doing this for 20 some years. I started at 18. I'm 46. I'm ready to go out of here. I'm ready to write stuff down now because it just flip off. You know, I could give somebody a pointer in the store. Baby, get up. Come on here, because your mama look like she about to get you because I don't want to have to call the people on. Come on, baby, get up. You know you going to, and you have to learn to not sugarcoat words with our kids. We got to get them the real words for stuff. So if something does happen, they know how to articulate.
Yeah.
Y'all name, your name, her daddy name, whatever it is. If somebody does anything to her or him, like they need to articulate the real words to their body parts and what your name is and what their daddy name is. They grandma name, whoever in the house, they need to know everybody's name, their real name.
I agree. With about 5 minutes on the clock, because I wanted to do this about an hour, because anything over an hour talk about something so sad, I don't know if people can take it. So what lesson do you hope people take away from tonight in this conversation and Javeyah's story?
Number one, people need to start being mindful of them going out here doing wrongful things and making these kids. That it's a very big possibility, especially without protection, that you can get pregnant and have a child. And if you're not ready, then go sit your bum ass down. And that is the easiest, the nicest, and one of the meanest ways, like I said, all at the same time. Like if you're not ready to be grown, stop being grown.
Real nigga shit, as my husband said.
Also, let me split that up a little bit. Women, y'all got to watch these niggas. Cause this, although we in 26, niggas is still doing 1985, 95, and 2005 type stuff. If they think you fine enough and they trying to lock you down, they will impregnate you.
Yep. But you know what, Danny? What I've been hearing why is the women they purposefully allow it for the same reason, just on the other end.
And on the other end, fellas, it's some treacherous women out here poking holes and rubbers and everything.
And I always know
telling you they on the side, telling you they on the pill, and boom, they pregnant. Hey man, hey man. Look,
I feel you. Yeah, especially if they feel like you got something, you'll come up.
exactly.
You sugar daddy deluxe.
And then they gotta understand that parenting is a progressive thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes
and
the
it's no
old
right
way,
way to do it.
the old way is too much for certain children. Certain children don't need that much. Certain children, like certain people, they learn their lessons faster than others.
Well,
Some children, if you tell them it's so
let
hot,
me interject with you right quick because you
all
know,
right,
and I'm not saying nothing that you saying is wrong, but that's just you putting a lot of makeup on it when you got to have some love in your heart, man. If you don't love and care for something, then it don't matter either way it go. Period.
right, right,
If I love it, I'm gonna take care of it. I'm gonna do whatever I have to maintain and just keep on loving it because I'm already in love with it. If love ain't in the mix, it ain't nothing gonna change, man. And that goes with mindset, heart, actions, whatever. You wake up every day just mad and don't give a shit because you're unhappy with yourself. People got to
right.
people got to let love move in their life, man. Everybody can't be gangster. Everybody can't be tough, man. But that's where we at right now, especially with our community. Everybody want to be tough. Everybody, I ain't going. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. I'm gonna show you. I can't see you. I'm gonna do this, and they throw their life away, man. They throw their life away so quick. I guarantee you one thing. They had to put the mama in PC, and I'm sure the husband in PC too, because
Probably.
you gonna stand trial. You gonna stand trial if you don't do nothing else. Now, when we put you after your trial over, we put you in jail. Yeah, well, I'm gonna turn you loose to the wolves. They gonna feast off of them. Especially, I think the woman may really have it bad over there with them women. Y'all think men be brutal, man? Some of these women is oof. They
Look,
couldn't wait to.
I can tell y'all from experience because I hear it every day or every other day now when that phone rang. At any moment, them women break out and go to thumping. Trust me. They get that
Mhm.
all in the background, all on the phone. I be like, yo. And my relative be like, hey, I'm on the phone. Can y'all chill out with that? They be coming all over there by us sometimes. They come and like, move, no. They get the paperwork in there on you before you get there.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely. They waiting on you, depending on who you
They
is and what
already
you on.
the whole population are heard before you get there. The whole pod or
Man,
population or wherever you going.
man, the CEO gonna let them know. Yeah, you know that person y'all saw on the news. Yeah, they'll be here next week, next Tuesday. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. That paperwork done been passed around to everybody, especially if it's on some street stuff. Oh yeah. But now you coming
Mm-hmm.
in with that, you coming in beautiful child, you didn't man unalive the baby. Oh, it's over with.
Mm-hmm.
It's over. It's over for both of them.
Oh yeah.
And I promise you, he know it. She probably don't know it yet, but she will. Or she gonna be extorted her whole life. They
Her
gonna extort her.
mugshot tells me that she's scared.
Of course.
His mugshot tells me he don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna tell you who else scared Lady B. Carmelo Anthony. He's scared. He made a bad decision.
Yeah.
Under whatever the circumstance was, you still made a bad decision, son. You got man, you better teach your kids self control. That's the only reason why we still out here. If you can't teach self control and introduce Picado into their life, Picado is just there are consequences for every decision you make. Make it sound good to Picado, man, and show it to them every time they do something. Yeah, that was Picado. That was the consequence of what you did. I told you not to touch the stove when it's hot, and you did it anyway. Now you burnt yourself. Yeah, as long as it ain't no burn, you got to go to the hospital. Now sit your butt down and don't do it no more.
Right.
And then too is how you said, like,
Yeah.
like with me being a teacher, I got a little girl. She's nonverbal. She's autistic, but I mean, she can say my name at this point because I've had her all school year. So she likes to climb. I be like, KS, get down now, because you're gonna fall. And when you fall, that means you're gonna have to stand in this red block. And I take her to the block and she climb, she fall, crying and all. Are you okay? Ain't no bleeding up. Come on, let's go over here. You gonna stand in my block. Because
Hey,
guess what
I'm
I
glad.
asked you not to do?
I want to ask you about this before I lose my thought. Did you see the black lady got on TV? She bought a camera that she hid in her baby's hair.
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
And them folks, the teacher was calling the little baby the N word, and I'm talking about abusing the child inside the class. But the whole time, the principal and all of these folks telling this woman that her child was bad. Baby up in the junk just crying because this come here, little N word, get over here, N word, right there, sit down, N word. Hey, for
And
real.
guess what? Sometimes the choice of school you make for your kids, sometimes you got to be smarter than that.
Everybody else gets to be an individual in this country, but us. Anything go wrong, it's us, the African Americans. You know, I don't like that word. It's just what
Yeah,
it
I was
is
just about to say.
because Because white people gonna make sure that they let you know that they not trailer trash. You talking about them. You're not talking about me. Yeah. I'm telling you, they gonna let you know that you ain't talking about no. I'm not a hillbilly. I'm not trailer trash. I'm not white trash. None of that. It took Izzy to break it down, him and White Bread, but they broke it down. You know what I mean? Same way you got different groups for us. You got black people who are your regular people who try to just be around here. You got your African Americans who gonna do whatever the white man tell them to do without even trying to do anything. Then you got them N words, man.
That's me.
They rather deal with black and African American instead of the N's, man. But Charles and the White said it best though. They don't like them N words because them N words, man, wasn't scared. They, yeah, you know what I'm saying. They wasn't scared. I'm not going. You're not finna play with me. You're not finna do nothing. So I mean, man, I appreciate this conversation right here, man. But I mean, we
I'm
got the
glad that y'all are enjoying it.
Lady B over there. Hey, I'm tell y'all something. She's smart as tack, man.
Thank
You know, that might be a bad analogy. She is extra smart, got the paperwork to bag it. But she just want hey, she a real nigga.
Salute to you.
Hey.
Put a bow on it. If Javeyah's story could inspire one positive change in your home, your church, Chanel, your school, or even your community as a whole, what would you want that change to be?
Good question.
If you
I
see
would say,
something, say something.
okay.
That's it.
I was just gonna say though, you got to build a relationship, man. This should teach you about having a relationship with your kids. So something like what happened with this won't even creep into your mind. You get what I'm saying? That's when you look at your baby. That's my baby.
That's my baby.
That's my baby. That need to be the first thing that come out of if you are a parent. Now, when they get grown and they hard headed, man, this nigga, this fast ass, this fast tail look at this fast ass guy. Your lingo can change a little bit, but as long as they are a kid, that's my baby.
That's my baby.
And that's the only way you supposed to look at that child. So that way you won't let your heart cloud your mind.
I love that.
And yeah, that's just my opinion, honestly, man.
Danny, OG, anything to add?
If anything that I feel like need to change is we all as a whole need to pay more close attention to certain signs coming from children and coming from people in general because a person's mental can go overlooked at any time.
Yeah.
That's the truth about it. You know what I mean?
Spoiled said in the comments, make sure you always check and recheck. And she is speaking from experience.
Big fact.
She may not be able to mic up because she was leaving work when we first started this. So, but yeah, I agree with all of those. Those are all wonderful things that we can take away as individuals and to put out into the community because hopefully the change will start a fire in a good way.
I stand check and recheck, and I only say that because at one point in time, my son was taken away, and I'm outside waiting for him to get off of the bus, and he never came. And mind you, it was after 5, 6 o'clock. He still never came. So I had to be without him for a whole 24 hours because of something stupid. Because they let his dad come and pick him up instead of letting him get off the bus. And dad's name was on nothing. That's why I always say check and recheck.
Y'all know what they don't tell y'all about that? Even though his name not on there, if his name on that birth certificate, the school cannot deny him.
You're kidding.
No, ma'am.
Very true.
The school, and depending on what state you in, the school cannot deny him if his name on that birth certificate. I know that's for here in Alabama.
I'm hearing confirmation in the studio, so I think that's here in North Carolina too. That's crazy.
But I'm like this, it should matter for some. Y'all can get child support.
But
I mean, come on.
in my case, there was a custody order going on. So they have those records. And he shouldn't have been able to pick them up at all.
Right. That's what I said. If it was some court order, then that's a different.
Thank y'all. As we wrap up, I just want everyone watching to remember one thing really. Every child deserves to feel safe. Every child also deserves to be loved. And every child deserves adults who are willing to speak up when something doesn't seem right. If tonight's conversation encourages even one person to trust their instincts, seek help, or protect a child, then tonight mattered. So thank you all so much for spending your Friday night with me and helping me get through my first serious panel. I want to continue doing this once a week. So thank y'all so much for coming with me on my pilot live. For everybody watching, I'm Lady B, one way. This has been Listen Up Live, where every conversation is the bee's knees. Have a safe weekend. Take care of one another. And I will see you guys tomorrow for game night called Beast Choice, Would You Rather? Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same place.
Peace.
They treat me like a star. They love who we are. Stay on the grind collecting haters because can't nobody do it like we do. Whenever we out, we raising the bar. We got the spot going up. Nobody get the party started like we do. Living so sophisticated. Niggas ready.